Millie has captured a zombie.
Chomp, chomp! Beat up, zombie boy.
There's just one problem.
I'm not a zombie.
What's going on, everybody out there all across the land? Of course, you know you're tuned into the number one station on the net, Hotline Radio, WHLR1.com. This is the Keith Harris Show, and of course, I am your guy, Keith Harris. Tonight, I like to roll out the red carpet as I am excited for her, and she's excited, and everybody's excited. It's a big deal. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to everyone all across the world, the one and the only writer and director, Lynne Hansen. How you doing, Lynne?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me, Keith.
Hey, listen, it's an honor. Thank you for coming on and talking to us. Congratulations on the nominations so far.
It's been shocking. It's been wonderful.
You know what? When did it begin for you? Like, how did you? Okay, because you're a director, you do some directing, and you're a writer as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, which one did you start out, or did you get into it together?
I have always been a writer. I've been I was a novelist for maybe 20 years before I decided to make Chomp, which is my first film. I have 7 published young adult historical horror novels, and the thing that I discovered actually making Chomp, making my own films, was that I have always been a filmmaker, and I didn't realize that I was until I actually got an opportunity to do it. The stories that I tell that I like to tell come out most authentically me when I write screenplays, and it's just amazing. I wished I had figured that out 30 years ago.
Well, has that ever driven you into a direction of thinking about writing a book one day?
I've written 7 published novels, and I have. I wrote a book called The Return, which is about zombies during the Revolutionary War. I wrote a book called The Change, which was werewolves in Frontier, Kansas. I did a book about ghosts during the Battle of Bull Run. I've done a bunch of. I've always thought that I was a young adult author, and but I actually have. I love filmmaking so much that I don't think I will ever write another novel. That's how much I love the kind of storytelling that happens when I make a film.
Well, I guess when you make the films, it's almost like you're still writing a book, but you're bringing it to life even more. People can watch your book opposed to just reading.
It's very accessible, and that's one of the things that I love about filmmaking. No novelist gets to watch a fan read their book, right?
Right.
And yet every time I get to go to a screening with Chomp, I get to watch people react to something that we created.
Right.
And that's just amazing to hear people laugh or hear people cringe, or it's an amazing experience. And the other thing about filmmaking is that it's a very collaborative endeavor. So when you write a novel, it's you in front of your computer for a really long time. And when you're making a film, you get to bring together all of these talented folks and make something that is bigger than the thing that started out on a piece of paper originally. And I just love that. I love the collaborative nature of film. I just don't ever want to do anything else.
So look, you found it. It's like, okay, this is what I love. This is what I'm sticking with. but you know what? How do you find those, or where do you pull the creativity, or the creativeness behind some of the stories that you tell? I mean, is it just, is it super imagination? Do you see things in everyday life that might trigger, the rest of a story? Where do you get it from?
Well, for the screenplays, Chomp is the first film that I've actually written and directed, and it's about a woman who sees a college kid coming home drunk from a Halloween party, dressed as a zombie, and thinks he's a real zombie. So she kidnaps him and chains him to a concrete block in her garage, and he spends the whole movie trying to convince her he's not a zombie. It's kind of like Misery if Annie Wilkes wanted a zombie. And so that was the first one that I wrote and directed, but I wrote another script for a short film called He's Not Looking So Great, and the script for that, and the premise of that film is basically this guy dumps his girlfriend in the middle of the zombie apocalypse because she's put on a couple extra pounds and has had a little bit too much trouble escaping from the zombies.
Okay, so I'm sorry to cut you off, Lynn. So good. So he wants to dump her because she put on or lost? I'm sorry.
She put on some weight and
in the zombie apocalypse.
Kind of sprayed up in the middle of the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, wow. Of all the things he could have been thinking about.
That's exactly right. And it was great fun, and I think this story became a script because I actually was laying in bed trying not to get up one morning, and I started seeing like shots. I actually saw like shots and camera movements, and it was a story that came totally to me. I got dialogue, very dialogue driven, and I got up and I didn't even have coffee, and I just sat down and I wrote the first draft in 2 hours of this little 8-page script. And I thought, well, this would be fun to try something different. And I went on Facebook and I posted, I tried something different today. I wrote my first screenplay. and a friend of mine who I'd known for many years as a filmmaker, and he, as a big horror fan, he posted, well, you should send it to me. I'm like, oh no, this is the first draft, and so I had to revise it a bunch. And when I did end up sending it to him, it hit at just the right time when he was looking for a project to develop, and so he took it on and he produced it and directed it in New Orleans, and I was in Tampa.
Oh.
So it was very exciting to kind of see something that I wrote for the first time come to life on film.
Come to life, and to have done so well at it. What about who were the performers in it? Like who played in Chomp? Who played the lady that kidnapped the alleged zombie?
The lead actress in Chomp is Susan O'Gara, and she is a veteran stage actress. She has. I found her because when I first wrote the script for Chomp, I told my best friend about it, and she said, I know exactly who you should cast for this role. And she showed me a video of, she had interviewed Susan after a stage play that she had done, and her character was very over the top and very interesting, and then she came down out of her character, and she was just the sweetest, nicest person. And I said, oh, she is exactly like what I would like. And then that night, I went to a local film club meeting, and went around the room and introduced ourselves, and no joke, she was sitting 3 seats down from me.
Wow.
And I asked her if she would be interested, and she was not a horror fan. She had never even seen a zombie movie. And and I sent her the script, and she said yes.
Wow.
And she was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
she never, the blood never phased her, nothing.
The brains.
The brains, I mean, just nothing. She was just so insanely professional and positive that I wouldn't have been able to make the movie without her.
You know, you got some amazing shots too, Lynn, because there was some camera, you know, there were some angles like towards the end when she was tied up. I don't want to give too much away, but towards the end when she was, you know, kind of going off, just her face when it was turned to the side, I was thinking, wow, these are some amazing shots, and just, you know, the makeup and, you know, the costume was amazing.
Well, those amazing shots are my amazing director of photography, Darren Murphy, who is this insanely talented writer, producer, director himself. He has this fantastic web series called Timekeeper, which is kind of like Quantum Leap meets Memento. It's fantastic. And he came on and agreed to be my director of photography, and he just has fantastic instincts. He just has just the right. He can just instinctually capture things in the way that works for what the kind of story that I was trying to tell, and that was shocking because it was the first time, of course, that we worked together. So yes, I just very tickled, and I think it also helps that I had not only Susan Azara, a veteran stage actor, but also Kyle Porter, who played the male lead. He had done a lot of stage work, and I think it helps when you have stage actors, and Chomp is set all in this one-car garage, and so it was very kind of stage-like in terms of the limitations of what you could shoot. And Darren really kind of stretched those boundaries, but when you have two actors that are able to kind of really kind of reach out of themselves and know how to play within the location that they have and work with the camera, makes a huge difference. And I really think their stage experience helped a lot just because of the location that we had. So I was very, very thankful for that.
Right. Do you have any particular, are there any genre or types of stories or ideas for films that you like to write about in particular, or do they, is there a wide variety of different topics?
I've been a horror fan since I was tiny.
Okay.
I mean, one of my earliest memories was seeing curled up in bed with my dad on one side and my big brother on the other, watching the Late Late Show, all the creature feature movies. And I just, from the time, the earliest story that I have from when I was, like, the first story that I wrote was a horror story in, like, kindergarten. And it was about my stuffed animals getting up and having adventures when I wasn't there, but instead of them being kind of like Buzz Lightyear adventures, they were like evil with claws and things. This has been what I've loved forever.
Well, horror is it's. I love that. I love horror movies, and you actually take me back and remind me of, just like you said, way back years ago when the horror shows that came on were creature features. About different creations and designs that people created that we just had not seen before. And so it just reminds me of how long the element of scariness in films has been going on, and how much people love it, and it continues to grow. How do you think it is about horror that people love so much? Everyone loves horror.
I think that part of it is there's the roller coaster ride aspect of it, right? It takes you on a journey, and I think that it taps into some very personal feelings for each person. And I find horror because it's fun, because I can tell things. in a way that that makes. I always remember being scared as being fun, and I think that and I love being able to take those aspects and weave those into stories and make being scared fun. There's nothing cooler than being in a big theater in a darkened theater with a whole bunch of people going through kind of that same experience, whatever the movie is up on the screen.
Yeah.
So I just love it.
And especially at home, when people watch those movies at home. And people also have their type of horror films that they like. And, you know, I agree. I think it gives the viewer a chance to just kind of dive off into that other world. Things that you don't see in everyday life. You know, some people like vampires. Some people like werewolves. You know, all different types. Some people love zombies. You know what I mean? So it gives people a chance to just kind of, you know, deal with that other thing or person or personality that's going on inside of them. Do you know what I mean, Lynn?
Oh, I absolutely do. I think that I think that horror can really speak to people in a way that, because of the fantastic element, that you might not be able to get with a mainstream story. And but I just love it. I love being able to tell these kinds of stories. And horror fans are the best.
Now, I know that you, excuse me, I know that you say that you are not an actress, but you've done some acting before, right?
I have. I've been a film fan since forever. I've always loved independent horror films. And I got an opportunity, had a couple of different opportunities to be extras in different films. I got to be someone in the television studio in a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie, actually called The Uh-Oh Show, and it was very exciting because I got to actually scream on camera. That was fantastic.
You mean like Scream, like Yale Scream?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Like Scream Queen Scream, because the big bad wolf had come in to murder everyone, and so it was fantastic. We got to scream, and then we got to see dead bodies on the floor after he killed us all.
Oh, wow.
And
that's cool.
And the best thing in the world was to have. I mean, Herschel Gordon Lewis is Blood Feast and 2000 Maniacs, and just this icon. And after I did my little scene that I was in, he took my hands, and he was 83 at the time, and he took my hands and he said, "Thank you for not moving your eyes during my shot." Because we were dead. At the end, we were dead. And so we had close-ups where we were supposed to look dead. And so a lot of people can act dead with your eyes closed, but not with their eyes open. It was the most wonderful thing. And but I also got to be a zombie in somebody else's short film. I got to be in a film called Soulless, and it was actually.
You played how do you pronounce the character? Is it Miss Fulci or?
Yes, I played Mrs. Fulci, and she was the next door neighbor who was fighting with her husband, and I got to run out the door from my zombie husband, who then threw me on the ground and ripped open my throat. It was so cool. And then I turned into a zombie. It was the best. And I just loved it. But the thing that I loved the most was that I was on this set where it had a huge number of people, a little independent film. They worked so hard, and yet everybody was happy. And the director was a woman. Monique Guccino, who was Wicked Window Productions. And it was unlike any other films that I'd ever been on. And after I got done being a zombie on her shot, on her set, I came home and I said, I want to do this.
Right.
I think I can do this.
Right.
And that's what inspired me to do Chomp.
Wow. So how do you like the how do you like the zombie the whole zombie craze? Can you see yourself possibly making another one? Do you like this area or?
I've been a zombie fan since forever. My three favorite films, well, my four favorite films are Shaun of the Dead, Aliens,
Okay.
Dawn of the Dead, the original, and then I know this is sacrilege to most zombie fans, but also the fourth is Dawn of the Dead, the remake.
Oh wow. Yeah, because people sometimes don't like the remakes, I guess, or they get mad because it's not the same exact things, or.
Yes, and you have to, and I appreciate them both for each of what they are individually. But the next film that I'm working on is not a zombie film. It just so happened that the ideas that I came up with for these first two films were zombies. But the short that I'm doing next, I want to do something that has practical creature effects. Something that is very, very different than anything that I've done before.
Right.
So, trying to kind of broaden your scope always,
Right. Well, people are loving your films. You're nominated for quite a few awards, which we're getting ready to talk about in a second. But can you see yourself making a feature film in the future?
Oh, absolutely. I want to do another short because I want to kind of show that I do have additional range, like being able to work with practical creature effects, being able to work more with cinematic scoring of the film, some of those kinds of things to show that I have those skills, and then absolutely a feature is what's next after that. Because I think that I would love to be able to tell a story of larger scope.
Right.
And so, yeah, definitely a feature after the next short.
Right. And let's talk about Vault of Terror 2, where you were one of the writers on that film, right?
I was. Vault of Terror 2 was an anthology film produced by Jerry Landy and Sean Weathers, and it was. It's basically, it has a wraparound story that then includes some 5 different shorts, and he's not looking so great. The first short that I wrote is one of those shorts. So, and I met Jerry Landy at a film festival, and he saw Chomp, and he actually selected it for this anthology film. So, and that just came out at the end of August. So on DVD, which is really exciting because a lot of times short films don't have lives outside of the film festival.
Yeah. So that's definitely. Now, for some of the people also nominated from the film Chomp, like Cal Porter, Best Actor as well. How do some of the other people feel that are nominated for awards that are part of Chomp, just the whole team in general?
It's been an amazing ride because when we all of these people believed in me when I'm the only person that knew I could make a film. When I started, I'm the only one who knew that this could happen, and all of these people signed up to help. And it's funny because we had a very long post-production time for Chomp. I also edited the film. I did the color correction on the film, and then we worked at length for 5 months on the sound of the film, and with all of the challenges that go along with that. And during that time, you just kind of feel, it's hard waiting for the film to come out. And I knew that we had to take this time to get it to be the best it could be. And once we started playing, just everybody has been so amazing. Susan O'Gara plays Millie, Kyle Porter plays Kyle, and Aaron Murphy, our director of photography, often come out to screenings to support the film. Susan O'Gara and I just got back from the Rome International Film Festival up in Rome, Georgia, where we drove 11 hours together to go to the film festival. There's just such an amazing support from the people who made the film, and a lot of times people make films and go on to the next thing. And Team Chomp, they are here for me in everything that I do, and I just really, really appreciate them. I have my little zombie girl. I had a 4-year-old little girl who in the film, Ella Derlier, and her father, Andrew, has been one of the most rabid supporters of Chomp. He has been so good at helping us, helping spread the word about the film and talking to other people about it. And I would have never gotten the performance that Ella gave if it hadn't been for Andrew. She actually won Best Supporting Actress at the Sun Screen Film Festival down in St. Petersburg in April. Little 4-year-old girl. And she was fantastic. And I'm so happy with also for the Fantastic Horror Film Festival, where Joel D. Winetube is also nominated for Best Supporting Actor. And he's been called the King of the B movies by Alternative Cinema. He's done over 130 films. He is this great kind of cult B movie actor who also just happens to be my friend that lives about a mile from my house. And he came on when I needed to fill this role of Dr. John Croft, who is this kind of charismatically unbalanced talk show host. That's what he is. And he came on, and he was the very first day that I shot anything. And he was day one, scene one, role one, like the whole thing. And he was so professional. I mean, I've known him for a bazillion years. And when we were on set, he didn't treat me like, oh, this is my friend.
Right.
He treated me professionally.
Right.
And it changed everything. It was so nice to have somebody who said, okay, well, this is what she's doing, and I'm here to support her in this. And so absolutely fantastic with that. And
he did an amazing.
It's been crazy.
He did an amazing job because he played kind of like this kind of nutso talk show host. You know what I'm saying? So his character was exciting. It was really dramatic. Now the little girl, listen, her and the special effects were awesome. Okay. Because at first, when I first saw it, I didn't even know. I couldn't tell whether it was actually even a real person or not. I'm like, wow, this is, because of the way you guys had just kind of done the mouth and the voice and everything. Like, I don't know, that was different and scary and spooky. Wow.
Well, that would be sound would be Sean Scarpo on sound, doing all of that, all those enhancements in post. Ella worked really hard for a 4-year-old little girl, and those effects that are associated with her. I'm not trying to give away anything,
right.
But totally, Darren Murphy, again, our director of photography, who also did all of the special effects.
Oh, wow.
And when he stepped in to help me from that standpoint, it totally changed the tone of the end of the movie. And just like yes, thank you. And but yeah, I couldn't say again how much I appreciate the talent that he has shared to make Chomp happen. So,
hey, you know what? You guys should do like a part 2. Like, we're not going to give away what happened. Everybody, in a minute, I'm going to find out where I'm going to ask about where people can possibly see Chomp in the future. But the way it all ended, I could definitely see like a part 2 to that.
Well, it's funny because we've actually even joked. Susan O'Gara and Joel Weinkuber both said there should be a prequel about what happened before Chomp that set up everything that happened, and there absolutely could be a sequel. But one of the things that I love about Chomp is that it's a beginning, middle, and end. It's a story that's the story that I wanted to tell, and so I like that it's self-contained. It's a 12-minute short, and I love that it is this opportunity to tell that kind of story. And if people think about what happened before, what happened after, well, then maybe that just means that the world came alive for them, and that's pretty awesome. So.
Now, do you plan on, or have you already released Chomp anywhere? Can people go pay to see it online or anything as of yet? Or
at this point, no. We're still crazily still doing the film festival circuit. We have actually, as of yesterday, we got our 39th film festival acceptance.
What?
39th film festival. It's insane. We've played. We've been accepted to places Scotland, Ireland, Spain, and Puerto Rico was the one that we just got accepted to yesterday. Yeah. The Puerto Rico Horror Film Festival, and we've played all over. And I always thought that you'd make your first film, and then you go and you make your second film. And I never expected it to have this kind of reception on it. We've won Best of Fest at the Geek Fest Film Festival. We won Best of Short there. We won Best Supporting Actress for Ella at the Geek Fest Film Festival. And then it was our third screening. We played at the Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival up in Buffalo, New York. And I won Filmmaker to Watch from the Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival. And there is not a picture of me accepting the award that doesn't look like it's an Oscar. I'm crying so hard. The third time we played anywhere, and to get an award was just crazy. And I'm so happy because between the Fantastic Horror Film Festival in San Diego that's coming up Halloween weekend, and then last weekend we were at San Diego for the Horrible Imaginings Film Festival, where we were also nominated for Funniest Horror Comedy, Best Director, and Best Actress for Susan O'Gara. And it's just like, between all of these, it's just shocking. Every time something new happens, it's just unbelievable.
Well, you know what? When you guys are getting nominated or winning at all these different festivals, how do you pick which one? Because you can't attend them all. I mean, with this, we have other lives too. But so, how do you guys decide, where you're gonna go and where you're not gonna go? Is it just kind of according to when you can schedule it in, or?
Well, you have to budget for. Part of the reason to go to film festivals is to share your film with people, and you make a better connection the more you can be there. But you also have to balance it, because with 38 film festivals, we're now kind of to the point where we don't get to go to nearly as many anymore, and because we've gone to a lot. And I'm absolutely tragic. We're playing in Belfast the end of October at the Yellow Fever Independent Film Festival. I'm like, Ireland, I want to go to Ireland because it's so bad.
Right.
And the festival is amazing. And the other films that are playing, I'm like, oh, I want to see all of those films. And it's hard, and you have to choose. Especially, like last weekend, we were playing at 3 festivals at the same time. We were playing at the Horrible Imaginings Film Festival, the Rome International Film Festival in Georgia, and then our first time in Canada was the Ottawa Spook Show and Fantastic Film Festival.
Wow.
So we had 3 film festivals at the same time, and as we get closer to October and Halloween month, it just gets worse.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah.
And so we do the best to attend as many as we can, and then try to help spread word about the festivals that we're at for the festivals.
Right.
As much as we can, even for the ones that we can't go to. I've met some great folks, other filmmakers, just because our films played together, even though neither of us were at the festival.
Right.
And so that's been really helpful too. I mean, love filmmakers, horror filmmakers. I'm in love.
Yeah, and plus when you start talking about 38, 39, that's more like a tour date, a tour itinerary, or you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of places. But listen, congratulations on all you guys' success so far. If you can make it, sorry, go ahead.
Just thank you so much. We actually have 8 dates in October. Of places that we are screening. We're screening at the Fargo Fantastic Film Festival in Fargo, North Dakota, October 8th. We've got the Axwood Film Festival coming up in Brattleboro, Vermont, which is all women horror directors. It's the first year of the festival, and it's going to be amazing. Put together by Hannah Neurotica, who founded Women in Horror Month. So it is just fantastic. But we've got Puerto Rico, we've got Omaha, Nebraska for Scream in the Dark, Orlando Film Festival, Virginia Independent Film Festival, and of course, rounding out our Halloween, our Halloween month, the Fantastic Horror Film Festival in San Diego. It's just it's going to be an insane month.
October is going to be exciting, right?
It is, and it's just I'm also sitting here thinking, is there anybody else? Oh, let me also just as a shout out, the wonderful music in Chomp was put together by Mark with a C's side project called Claire and the Potatoes. I've been a huge fan of Mark with a C. He's an Orlando geek rocker that I've loved forever, and he did a special recording of a Claire and the Potatoes song for Chomp, and the Dr. John Croft Pitbulls and Zombies theme song. Yes, that's a thing. It was written by Trevor Strong of the Arrogant Worms, which is another a musician that I've been a fangirl of for years, and he wrote the song for me in 12 hours and sent it back. It was fantastic.
Wow.
So I've just been very thankful for everybody who's been involved in the film, and here's the other person that I can't forget. My husband, Jeff Strand, who is associate producer on the film, and also my best friend, Sally Bosco, also associate producer, that anything that I needed to get done, they were there. And you know that you're very lucky when you have a husband and a best friend who, when you say, I want to make a movie, they say, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Exactly. And you know, they made the right thing. Now, okay, so you say you won't be writing anymore, so I won't ask that. Look, what's the website, or where can people go on social media and different places like that to follow you in Chomp and other projects?
You can find us at chompmovie.com. Also, we are on Facebook as Chomp Movie, Twitter as Chomp Movie, and Instagram is me, Lynne Hansen 1. So we try to share what we're going through with as many people as possible, and we just have a fantastic time. The fact that we have people who have seen our film all over the world. This little thing that was made in St. Petersburg and Tampa, Florida, it's shocking, and we're just I'm very thankful for everyone that I've worked with, and work with every single one of them again. So.
Right, absolutely. Listen, I know you say you won't do it, you'll never do it again, but look, I'm sure a lot of people out there still look forward to you writing some books as well. I don't know how much time you'll have doing the films and stuff, but...
Well, I will definitely be writing more stories. They'll just come out in screenplay form. But I do actually have, I will be writing one more book, but it's nonfiction. I'm doing a book called Filmmaking is for Girls. And it's a nonfiction book about kind of the basic tools that middle school girls need to tell a good story on film. So it's going to be the basics of lighting and the basics of sound. Just the things that will kind of help just middle school girls get that kind of leg up. Because now that everybody has just about everybody has a cell phone and can make a movie with the thing that they have on their hip, I want to be able to kind of share. It's the practical side of filmmaking, interspersed with interviews and advice from working women in film.
Yeah.
And so that will definitely happen. I'm actually working on that now. But I think all my fiction is going to come out in screenplay form. So.
Wow, that's going to be cool. Also, before we go, let's see. Other Vault of Terror, or either He's Not Looking So Great. Can people find those on the internet, or are there places that people can go to see those as well? Or
absolutely. Vault of Terror 2 is available on Amazon right now, and He's Not Looking So Great is actually touring this year with the Geekfest Film Festival, which Chomp screened with last year, and they travel all over the country, and Canada, going to Comic-Con events and doing geek-themed film festival, a geek-themed film festival. And so we are traveling all over the country with that this year. So
okay, cool. And everybody can find out, I guess, closer to the dates, people can find out the itinerary or the schedule in case they want to attend, or?
Yes, we keep everything. We have an event listing on our Facebook page and our website, so that they can see what's coming up next for us.
Cool.
And they can always subscribe to those too, and then they'll know if a festival comes, if we come screening near them. Facebook, it's this cool thing that Facebook does. If you subscribe to a page's events, like you will get notices if you're in Vermont and we're going to be playing in Vermont, then Facebook will alert you, which is pretty cool.
All right. Everybody out there, make sure you follow that. Listen, Lynne, congratulations once again. Look, I look forward to seeing you there in San Diego for the Fantastic Horror. If you get a chance to make it out there, I'll be rooting for you.
I'm working very hard to get there.
All right, sounds good. And listen, everybody, also make sure you continue to check out my social media page as well, and Hotline Radio also, to keep up with Lynne, Chomp, and her whole team and everything that's going on with them. Also, the links to the websites for Amazon. Make sure you check out all of her past projects as well. Lynne, thank you very much for coming on the show. Also, one more thing. For all of those who may have tuned in late, in case you missed the full conversation with Lynne and myself here on the show, you can check it out, post it on social media later as well. Lynne, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a delight. You make this thing very easy, so it's been wonderful to get to talk to you about Chomp and life in film. So thank you so much.
Listen, thank you so much too. Look, keep doing your thing, and we'll be talking to you soon. Also, for everybody out there who wants to vote for Chomp also as well for the festival, be looking for the link also posted on my page also too. All right, big shouts out to the whole.
Oh, that's exactly right. I'm horrible. Chomp is nominated for 5 awards at the Fantastic Horror Film Festival, and they're all voted by popular vote. So there's a link you can go to the Chomp page, and it's actually on our Chomp page, so that you can go to that link and pick and vote for your favorite films in all of these different categories, and that would be fantastic. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you know what? Also, you know, before we go, I got to talk about this best line. Just one of the nominations. Best line. I'm not a zombie. Listen, when I heard him say that, I was cracking up. Okay, I could see it. It just put me in this whole zone of how often do you hear zombies or people say that they're not zombies? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was just twisted. He did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. That's actually even on our T-shirt. The front of our official staff T-shirt, our crew T-shirt for Chomp. The front says, "I am not a zombie," and the back of it says, in parentheses, "totally a zombie." And King Chomp, we turn out on those every place we go, but I love it. It's actually, people can also hear the best, our nominee for best line in the trailer for Chomp. So it's great fun. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for all the kind words, and you were just a delight to talk to, Keith.
Listen,
absolutely.
I know, right? Look, I thank you so much. Listen, we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch and talking about more too. We'll talk again closer. Look, because October's right around the corner. Halloween.
I know. It's just it's like poof, and it'll be here.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would love to anytime.
All right, congratulations and good luck to you. And Lynn, it's been a pleasure, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, thank you so much, Keith. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody out there all across the land, that was the wonderful Lynne Hansen, director and writer, and she is, I don't know, she's extremely talented. She's a master of her craft. Make sure you follow and go vote in the Fantastic Horror Film Festival. If you'd like to vote for Chomp, make sure you do that as well. I'll be posting the trailer so you can watch it and check it out. It's really funny. It's really cool. There's some twists and turns that you just don't expect, so you'll be surprised. You'll love them. All right. Once again, big shouts out to them. Everybody, you're tuned into the Keith Harris Show, GN, right here on the #1 station all across the land, Hotline Radio, WHLR1.com. Let's get back into some music.